My name is Neel Upadhye. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, this film was awesome. I understand that it was a 310, but then went to some festivals?
Yeah, it was made for 310, 16 millimeter non-sync sound, and it's done very well for a film of that level. It's gotten into 5 film festivals so far, just across the country. Most recently, the National Film Festival for Talented Youth, which is a branch of the Seattle International, and the Washington, D.C. Independent Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
It's been an exciting ride.
Now, I was really, really interested in why you wanted to approach this subject matter in an Arabic tongue.
Well, basically, the reason that I made this film was because I was really interested in a story that my grand uncle told me about medical morality when he was working in Niger. And it was, about malpractice and all these things. And every time I tried to write that story, it always came out really damning of third world countries.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't feel like adding to the negativity that already exists about that part of the world. And so I rewrote it kind of from a perspective of those people in those situations, and it just seemed natural to make it, entirely from their point of view. And so I decided to do it in Arabic.
There was also music that had the Arabic language. What was it saying?
The music was a really thrilling experience on this film. Ever since my composer Jay Vincent looked at the script, he's like, we have to start over black with like an Arabic singer just going crazy. And it was really important to him to be authentic. We did a lot of research. He went to a mosque and talked with people about what music from that region sounds like and what text we could bring to the film. Because he didn't want it just to be, a person going, ah, because that's what every film about the Middle East does. And, they do have they do have sung text. And so what we did is we wrote a fable about an old shepherd and a young shepherd that mirrors the relationship between the dad and the son in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we wrote it to be, like a part of their culture, a fable that'd be a part of their culture for thousands of years. And we had that translated, and then it was one of those horrible experiences where you translate something into another language and then realize what takes 1 second to say in English takes 20 seconds to say in Arabic. And so we were only able to use a small piece of that. But the part that did remain was the very first thing I wrote for the fable, which is what the singer says over the credits, which is, I didn't choose this life, but I chose my path. All I ask, Father, is that you call me your son. And, I think that, throughout the character really wants to do good by his father, and he's afraid that he's lost him forever. And so having the narrator raise his hope about what his relationship with his dad will be like after the film has ended, I think was a nice period to the piece.
Now, you're also an editor here at Trojan Vision. You do a lot of things. How did being an editor inform how you shot this?
Well, in 310 you have a very limited budget footage-wise. I shot this whole thing in about 1,100 feet, roughly 30 minutes of film. So it's a pretty small shooting ratio. And so you definitely have to think about how the film is going to cut together and be very economical. And so I think the class constraint definitely informed that. But apart from that, I tried not to think about the editing too much. I really wanted it to capture it in a kind of a verite style with the handheld operation scenes and things like that. And, just went through and found the moments working with my 310 partner, Anastasia Shepherd, who was the official editor on the project.
And with your, the sets looked really, really authentic. I was wondering where you actually shot the film.
We built a location out in Agua Dulce, California, which is maybe a 45, 50-minute drive from here. When I was location scouting, my primary concern was finding a place that had cement floors, because wooden architecture is not native to that region. And so I found this shack that is basically 4 concrete walls and a concrete floor. And I'm like, this is great. And we built wooden walls and broke up that one room into the floor plan that we wanted. So I was able to make it exactly how I wanted it, with a bedroom, the main living room where all the patients are on the floor, and then the curtain that goes into the kitchen/operation room. And we lit it entirely from the outside, and my production designer, Kathleen Meek, did a great job. and the actors really had an immersive environment. Because all the lights were shooting from outside the windows, the actors had the entire ground floor of this Iraqi bungalow, and it was really great for them, I think, in terms of getting lost in the world.
Now, what do you plan to do in the future?
Well, I'm graduating in 3 weeks, and I'm very
Wow.
excited about that. And so I have a variety of projects in the pipeline. The OR has actually been very instrumental in getting me to my next projects. I'm currently producing a feature with my good friend Jackson Lansing, and trying to get that off the ground as soon as possible. And as a day job to pay the bills, I'm still looking at editing. So
Oh,
it's
great.
school is out, as they say, and I'm excited to get working.
Well, it was a pleasure having you here on our show. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, stay tuned. We're going to commercial, but then we're going to have another movie and another interview. Stay tuned.